Okay, so I've been walking for a while now. It's day 82, 83, I can't remember. We'll just, let me see, it's the 20th of March. So let me see, that's 48, that's 31. So let's do some math here, that's 49. Okay, so that's actually 79, that's weird. So I guess we're already on day 79. Yeah, I guess that's right. Day 79. So, yeah, I'm a little all over the place. Either way, we'll figure it out. I guess I should just start looking at my calendar and then remember how many days that's counting into a year and then figure it out from there. But anyway, so today's lesson, so I've just been kind of looking some stuff on self-discipline, because I just started, I was telling you guys I started my new job and went through the last week, and I'm not sure if I brought this up last time in my last video, but I had an incident where, for like the first time in my life, I had, I guess, what you could regard as a panic attack. And it was weird because that doesn't usually happen to me. But I guess like kind of the way life's been right now, it's been building up to that. So this was a really big thing that I was like, oh wow, like this is really it, right? So kind of at this point where there's a couple things that I really need to work on to just put myself together. What was cool at work, there was a pretty cool opportunity to hit some pretty intense financial goals. So, and so the idea behind that, I guess, was just really having established goals for that. And I have my main core 5 goals, which is finish all the pre-drafts, the first drafts for The D.A.R.M.A. So that's 13 volumes. I'm on volume 5 right now. So I mean, that's like 2 more volumes left, right, that I've got to write. They're essentially like full-on books, so and I haven't gotten much done, so I gotta kind of start accelerating a bit more on my writing, which I think will happen with the discipline, because I'm honestly a pretty quick writer. And I mean, these are just the first drafts, right? You're writing through, getting the kind of general skeleton of the story, and then after that, the idea then is kind of build up a campaign and start releasing it, getting some hype out as I'm editing and working through it next year, and writing a novel as well. Just kind of managing my workload. I'm the type where having multiple projects or things to focus on kind of helps me keep momentum, but then, it's finding that sweet spot, because I have a tendency maybe to try too many things at once. But I think, so right now, like with my job, kind of like having this, I guess, this all obsession on like becoming more efficient. And it's crazy because I realized, like, while I was doing that, last time I'd done it, because I had some success before, I was going to school, right, and trying to figure out some other things. So I realized, like, I have this weird capacity to be able to manage multiple projects. Like, it helps me gain momentum. But I think it's just making sure that I have support in some things versus others, So my problem is I go into too many things that are self-directed. Like, too many of my projects, like, I'm doing that alone, and I'm doing that alone, and I'm doing that alone, and I'm doing that alone. And I'm never, like, really getting support from other people. And I think that's what kind of burns me out. So I think there's a part of me that needs to have projects that I'm doing alone, and then other projects I need to have other people kind of involved with it, because that helps me And so I think it's just understanding where I can get the support with those projects on. So I think maybe with my hobbies and stuff, especially, that's something that I'm more like probably going to do alone. But I realized with my work, the reason I was so successful is because there's a really good support network there. So I just need to utilize that and get that going. But yeah, I think a lot of it is coming down to kind of reshaping or rethinking what I think about my identity. Because I realized deep down some kind of dark truths about how I thought of myself. And, you know, some of the voices that I have chirping in my head. And so I actually was recently talking to just a therapist, and he sort of helped me recognize that, like, you know, how you view yourself and your identity is going to be a big part of dictating your output, like what you do. Right? Like, you can put an input, like you can put all the good food and all the most inspirational material, but if someone ultimately thinks they're a loser, I mean, that's just what's going to come out, right? There's just going to be an excuse or something. So you have to kind of change the machine first, right? And I think that's kind of where my focus needs to be on a little bit. I mean, obviously you still want good input to get good output, you know, cause and effect, but I think the problem is, you know, depending on your paradigm, the cause and effect, the same cause can create a different effect depending on your paradigm, right? So it's being able to shift that machine, shift the personal equation into a positive one. Good morning. All right. Somebody's in a hurry. And so, yeah, that's kind of the lesson for the day, I guess, and just really shifting your personal equation and making sure that it's something that becomes better and more efficient. And I think that's where discipline and identity comes in. So that's going to be my focus for the next month or so, and just kind of get a more focus. I mean, it's the focus on the rest of my life. I'm constantly refining my identity, but I think putting that in a positive trajectory is of the essence right now. Anyway, sun's coming out, and y'all have a good day.